psychologist, and I heard someone talking about law. Was she a legal dealer at one time?
She was thinking about it.
Okay, good thing she did. Okay, I almost changed my mind too. And then recently I opened up a practice about 4 years ago in forensic psychology. So forensic psychology is dealing with law and psychology. You guys may have heard of CSI and things like that. That's the criminal side. We do what's called immigration psychology, which is an interesting field. We help people, like families that need to be together, from being separated by doing evaluations. We do like sorts of reports and evaluations. We also do personal injury cases. People involved in serious accidents, there's trauma. You've heard of PTSD, where people have flashbacks and nightmares. Car accidents, shooting cases, burns, any kind of accident or injury. We also work with victims of crime. We do therapy for people who have been assaulted, murdered, raped. We worked with a lot of parents whose children have been killed by gang fire. Just innocently standing somewhere. And then you can imagine the horrible trauma that comes from that. So we work with support groups and do a lot of outreach in that sense. Some people have that, they're eggshell skulls. They get weaker as time goes on. Other people get stronger. The word Buddha, or the word, steel skull. Some people get stronger and more resilient as they have more trauma. So there's been research on what are the factors that indicate, who's going to become, weaker, who's going to become stronger. And as a result, we do therapy with clients, and what we do is we try to instill these 7 qualities, or 7 traits of the steel skull personality. People that can overcome horrible trauma, child abuse, domestic violence, people losing, people with gang warfare, whatever it might be, or serious accidents, people that have limbs amputated, they lose their children, things like that. The first factor that's very important in healing after trauma is humor. Getting that perspective that you're bigger than the problem you're facing. Another important element of the steel skull, the resilient person, is something called compassion and empathy, feeling for someone else. Another factor we see in these cases is meaning, finding the meaning in the trauma or the accident or whatever happened to you. Another one, this is interesting, it's called emotional granularity. I feel like we're in a class, but I'm a professor, so it's okay. Emotional granularity is being very specific in your emotions or your feelings. Well, people that actually can specify their emotions do better in therapy. They actually heal better because they're able to specify where they are and make improvement. So we use what's called cognitive behavioral therapy. You guys may have heard of that in CBT. Changing your thought process to change your feelings and change your behavior. Optimism comes from the word optimism, which means to expect the best. And we find that people that actually are lucky in life are more optimistic. They've actually done studies on luck. You can actually create your own luck. Gratitude is very important. And they actually done studies that people that keep a gratitude journal every day, write down 3 things you're grateful for, listed for several weeks, have 40% less depression and 30% better sleep. So I'd like to understand your personality type. So I might even give you a little test where you come in, to figure out your personality type. And then from there, we kind of pick the slot that you might do the testing.